know that the state of the county is strong, and we're working to take on all the challenges that face our community. But economic indicators are not the only measure of success, and that's why over the past year we've worked to focus on transparency, voting access, bringing people into government, on criminal justice reform, so we're not looping people through a system that leaves them more broken than when they came in, and on shifting the paradigm on flood control and resilience. So we're not only improving the situation in record time, but we're not making the situation any worse. Next year, our focus will be looking to the future, and that means our children. And that's why we will be focusing on early education and development, starting with a community engagement effort and developing a policy that we hope will have a meaningful impact on the future of education, early education in our county.
You talk about the criminal justice, about people getting people in or coming out. What can you tell us about that group?
We've worked especially on bail reform. We knew that our bail system had been deemed in violation of the Constitution of the United States. It was so discriminatory that it was unconstitutional. And so we've worked to reform it, making sure that the people who are in jail are those that are dangerous, not simply those that can't afford to pay bail. Evidence has shown that by doing that, we save $20 million in 5 years. We lowered the crime rate. Folks commit 1,600 fewer felonies in 5 years. It's all about being smart on crime, not making policies based on headlines.
What about the flood? Now that you talk about it, that's the main thing that you almost talk about.
We know that our future will depend on how we address flooding and resilience. We've worked to put people and science first, to put that over politics. We're working on the best science, from floating wetlands to alert systems. We're working to enforce the most stringent detention requirements so that as developers build, they don't flood people downstream. And we've been able to do that by explaining to all of our community that we all have to play a role in this, that if we don't change the way things are done, that if we don't stop making the situation worse, we're all going to be out of business one day. We've worked to have difficult conversations that used to be off the table, conversations about buyouts, conversations about preserving green space and living sponges. And that paradigm shift, it's what's letting us move forward to a better future when it comes to flooding and resilience. And of course, protecting the environment. We've made the largest investment in environmental policy in Harris County in at least 30 years, building a network of stationary air monitors that will come online over the next few months so that folks know the quality of their air and water, so that we're holding corporations accountable that don't play by the rules that enforce our environmental regulations. When folks run into a pothole, if they live in unincorporated Harris County, they have to figure out which precinct they live in, who their commissioner is, and figure out a way to reach them. We want it to be easy for folks to reach county government. So we're working on a 311 system that will be finished in the next few months so that anytime folks encounter a problem in the county, they can simply call a number, 311, we'll route it to the right place, we'll do the work for you. It shouldn't be hard to get the services you pay for. The biggest advance is bringing our community into government. We don't have a monopoly on good ideas. We have a passionate, dedicated population, folks who will put their lives in danger to save others during a flood, that are dedicated to this community, that have come to this country and this community in search for a better life, and in that way love it and want to give back. We have to harness that love, those ideas, that participation. And that's why we've invited folks to be present at Commissioner's Court, to be able to join us, to vote more easily. And that's the work we'll continue to do as we develop policies in Harris County so that they not only have the best practices and the smartest data, but also the voices of people in our community.
Judge, can you talk about how a greater focus on early childhood development is a new initiative for Harris County and a departure from the way it was done in the past?
We know that investments in early childhood education are about the best investment a public entity can make. They have the highest rate of return of pretty much any public program. And as it stands, too many parents can't afford quality childcare and early education for their children. That makes these kids lose out on the opportunity to have advantages that will stay with them for their whole lives. And we're going to work to expand that access, work with the community, with thought leaders, business leaders, to develop a program that will meaningfully make a difference in early childhood education and development in this county, a program that currently doesn't exist.
Just to follow up on that, could you relate that more back to how you talked this year about how your approach to the job is far broader than the narrow approach that your predecessors took?
Many times during the campaign, folks sat across from me and tried to convince me that the role of the county judge is about roads and bridges, and why was I running if I'm not an engineer? And I've seen, as we've been in office, that it's not about that, or only about that. We have a budget that tops $5 billion. That's more than bridge money. That's funds that we can use to support opportunity all across our county, and we have been doing that. That goes beyond flooding, to justice, to housing, and to opportunities like early education. It's about making sure that everyone in this county has access to opportunity to build up always a more competitive county, a more innovative county, and a county that continues to attract the best minds from around the country and around the world.
You mentioned that you had some conversations this year about the early childhood development and what shape those programs might take, but is there any indication at this point in regards to like how you guys might go about trying to increase access to those types of programs?
That's still in the works, and I don't want to share preliminary conversations until we run our ideas by the community. And that's the big piece that is missing. So that's why we're starting with a public engagement process, and we'll see what we develop together.
You talked about the life expectancy disparities that are rampant across the county. And I'm curious about some of the causes that you've identified. You talked about environmental injustice. You talked about lack of access to healthy food. So expand upon that subject.
It doesn't do us so much good to have a world-class medical center if folks can't reach it, for example. We found our public health department has been doing a thorough analysis for months to understand the state of health in this county, and they found that between the census tract with the highest life expectancy has a life expectancy 24 years higher than the census tract with the lowest life expectancy in Harris County. And that's because we know the quality of our environment is different. We know folks' ability to access healthy food is different. That ultimately hurts all of us when we have folks that can't reach their full potential. And those are the kinds of problems that an entity as expansive as Harris County needs to focus on and tackle. And so part of that analysis is a roadmap for how the county can do this. Now, it'll take funds, it'll take coordination, but now we have a plan. And it's a matter of executing, and it'll be a multi-year process, but we have a road forward. El Departamento de Salud Pública ha hecho un análisis para entender la salud de nuestro condado. Sabemos o hemos descubierto que la comunidad con la expectativa de vida más alta tiene una expectativa de vida 24 años más alta que la comunidad con la expectativa de vida más baja. Esto es inaceptable y sucede porque el aire, la calidad del aire, del ambiente, el acceso a comida saludable, acceso a transporte en ciertas áreas de nuestro condado no son iguales, no son justas. Este es un problema que un condado tan diverso, tan expansivo como el condado Harris puede atacar. Entonces, lo que ha hecho nuestro Departamento de Salud Pública es crear un plan. ¿Cómo vamos a atacar este tipo de diferencias? Y va a tomar años, va a tomar esfuerzo, coordinación, dinero. Pero ahora tenemos un plan, entendemos el problema y vamos hacia adelante con eso. Sí, gracias. Okay.
More about just go over the criminal portion of this.
Okay. Sabemos que la situación en el condado, el estado de nuestro condado es fuerte.
sí vemos indicadores económicos, la tasa de empleo y todo eso, pero sabemos que hay muchas cosas que afectan el bienestar del condado que no son solamente indicadores económicos. Es por eso que nos hemos enfocado en temas distintos, como el acceso al condado, el acceso al voto, que ha permitido a las personas a votar en cualquier casilla de votación. Trabajo en el sistema penal, donde sabemos que teníamos un sistema que violaba la Constitución de los Estados Unidos, que producía personas criminales que no eran criminales cuando entraron en primera vez. Trabajo, por supuesto, en las inundaciones, priorizando las personas, la comunidad y la ciencia por encima de la política, teniendo conversaciones difíciles acerca de compras de casas, de protección de tierra donde no se puede construir y requerimientos de detención para los desarrolladores, para no empeorar el problema. Esos son los enfoques que hemos tenido este año.
Can you talk about 311, please?
También hemos trabajado en el acceso al gobierno. Cuando uno encuentra un bache en la carretera, en las áreas del condado, fuera de la ciudad, ¿a quién llama? No hay cómo encontrar el acceso al gobierno del condado. Entonces hemos trabajado este año, ya en unos meses estará en vivo el sistema de 311, donde cualquier persona a través del condado Harris puede llamar ese número, 311, habrá también aplicación y tener cualquier resolución a su problema. No debemos poner obstáculos para que la gente pueda acceder a servicios por los cuales ellos ya han pagado a través de los impuestos.
And then flooding, please. How?
En cuanto a las inundaciones, este es el reto principal de nuestra comunidad y por eso tenemos que cambiar totalmente la estrategia en cómo atacamos este tema. No podemos permitir que sigamos construyendo de una manera que empeora la situación. Entonces hemos trabajado con desarrolladores para realmente detener el agua que ellos van a desplazar, para que no empeoren la situación a medida que construyen y explicándoles que si no cambiamos la manera de hacer las cosas, algún día todos nos quedamos sin trabajo, trabajando en acelerar los proyectos de control de inundaciones, teniendo la mejor ciencia, las mejores ideas de a través del país y el mundo para innovar. Es un problema difícil que estamos atacando con la velocidad máxima, pero lo estamos haciendo de una manera que pone a las personas y a la ciencia por encima de cualquier política.
Anything else you want to add in, Jeff?
Ahora, hacia el futuro, nos enfocamos en los niños. Sabemos que una entidad pública lo más importante que puede hacer es invertir en los niños. Entonces estaremos diseñando una iniciativa de educación temprana para que todos nuestros niños tengan acceso a esa educación temprana que a través de toda la vida mejora sus oportunidades. Hemos trabajado en empezar a diseñar este programa y empezando el año 2020 vamos a trabajar con la comunidad para que nos traigan sus ideas a medida que finalizamos qué programa vamos a presentar a la comunidad.
All right, great.